Right now, all around the world, there's a storm brewing, quiet on the surface, but a seismic shift underneath, and it's shaking everything that once felt solid. Hedge funds are popping up faster than ever before. But why? What's driving this rush, this explosion of new players stepping into the game like they're ready to rewrite the rules? This isn't about chasing a trend or jumping on a bandwagon. It's something deeper, more urgent, more desperate. The kind of shift that cuts through noise and speaks straight to the raw nerves of anyone who's ever felt trapped by the system, by the illusions of freedom and opportunity we were sold. Look, think for a moment about the world we're living in. The promises made to us were pretty simple. Follow the path, stick to the system, and you'll be rewarded. Freedom, equality, comfort, all neatly packaged illusions, handed down with invisible chains. The truth is, most investors, no matter how sharp, are playing a rigged game masked as fair. Mediocrity gets praised, conformity is the prize, and anyone daring to break out, well, they're seen as risky, unstable, maybe even dangerous. But here's the kicker. The system doesn't just overlook the radical few, it pushes them aside. The rare, the brilliant, the truly extraordinary, they're left to wander on the edge because the mainstream has no infrastructure for them, no place where their fire can fuel something bigger. So what's happening when suddenly more and more hedge funds light up the scene? It's a rebellion, an explosion of discontent with the old ways, with the slow, grinding systems that don't value the exceptional minds who've been forced to sit quietly on the sidelines. These new funds are not just about money. They're about reclaiming control, reshaping reality in a world stuffed with rules designed to keep the same players in their comfortable seats. Every new hedge fund launching today is a crack in the outdated walls, a refusal to play the puppet game, and a raw, electric promise to break free. And that's precisely why this surge isn't luck. It's a signal. The few who dare to launch right now are mad as hell and fully armed, not with weapons, but with vision, courage, and an unbreakable will. They see the cracks others pretend don't exist. They know that unquestioned faith in governments, markets, old strategies, it's suicide disguised as safety. They've felt it. The frustration of being boxed in, the gnawing pressure of systems that substitute real innovation with recycled formulas, the burnout of chasing benchmarks that don't measure true value. Here's the brutal truth, the kind that might sting. If investors want to keep winning, they have to stop looking for comfort in tradition. They must become allergic to the status quo, shake off the shackles of safe bets, and embrace true freedom, that wild, raw freedom of creating on their own terms, unchained from the past. And this is exactly why so many hedge funds are launching now. They are the embodiment of this fierce rejection. Each fund is a battleground for minds that refuse to conform, that know survival means transformation, not imitation. Yet launching is just the start. The real challenge is how these funds navigate the messy complexity of a world that wants to keep things predictable and simple. It's about connecting with other rebels, other sharp minds who fuel each other's fire, breaking down the toxic isolation that kills innovation. The hedge funds popping up today are often stepping stones towards something bigger, a network of the rare, a backbone for the misunderstood, a place where real, brutal synergy can thrive. This isn't about blind competition. It's about creating alliances. Where others see noise, these founders see signals. Where others see chaos, they see opportunity. So what does this mean for you, watching this right now? If you're feeling that unbearable itch inside, the one that says, I was made for more, this is your call. It's a call to stop settling for scraps handed down by broken systems, to stop trading your fire for false comfort. The hedge funds being born right now are blueprints, case studies, whispers of freedom for the few who refuse to live a borrowed life. There's power in aligning with that wave, in being part of a movement that doesn't just raise money, it raises individuals, the rare ones burning with purpose, the ones who rewrite finance not by following but by leading, by unlearning what they've been taught and creating what's next. And don't get fooled into thinking it's easy. The climb is brutal. You'll have to fight patience like it's a muscle you never knew you had, because real transformation in finance, the kind that liberates and amplifies, doesn't happen overnight. It happens when sharp minds unify and grind through the noise. It happens when you learn to question every assumption, to see what others don't or won't. When you dismantle each comfort that dulls your edge and build something new from the raw grit of your own vision. The beauty here is that these fresh hedge funds prove one thing loud and clear. There's no such thing as a dead game, no final boss that can't be beaten. The game changes when enough people refuse to play by the old rules. They innovate, disrupt, shift power away from the many to the few who dare to think and act radically different. These new funds are the harbingers of that shift. They show us that the power balance isn't static. It's a living thing, molded by the will of those who claim it. Imagine a future where these funds don't just compete, but collaborate, where their combined power creates an unstoppable current that pulls the financial world out of stagnation, where rare investors find rare founders, where misaligned brilliance finds alignment, where the misunderstood become the architects of the new order. This future is not some distant dream. It's already taking shape, visible to those who dare to see beneath the mainstream surface. So if there's frustration brewing inside, channel it. If there's a burning refusal to settle, harness it. These hedge funds launching now are your proof that the system can be transcended, that no illusion is strong enough to hold down the liberated individual. This is the moment to be relentless in pursuit of your own vision, to be ruthless in shedding the layers of comfort that keep you small, to be patient in crafting power that lasts. The world may have lost its grip, but those who dare, the rare, the fierce, the unyielding, are already rewriting the map. And here's what matters most. It's not about fooling yourself that this is an easy win. It's about knowing deep inside that real success demands isolation, demands being labeled an outsider, demands burning brighter even when the night is darkest. The hedge funds launching today are the refuge for that fire, the infrastructure missing from the old world, the network where freedom and power meet. Being part of this wave means being anchored in your sovereignty, questioning every story, and building new realities with others who burn as fiercely as you do. This isn't a game for the comfortable, it's a call for those who refuse to live small. Hedge funds right now are more than financial vehicles. They're declarations of independence, beacons for the sovereignty of the will, the critical mind, the transformative spirit. This relentless surge is a promise that the future belongs not to the many, but to the few who will hold their ground and dare to rebuild it all from the edge. So watch the world change. Watch the hedge funds rise. Join the few who refuse to wait. Because what's happening now isn't just an industry trend. It's a revolution waiting for your spark. The system forgot the exceptional. We're here to free them. Will you be one of them?